I am your host, Christene Marie, and we are diving into part two of how to improve the lead to customer conversion process. And y'all, there's a lot that we're going to be talking about over the next, I anticipate, 2 days, maybe more. I want to be so thorough. I want to keep this short and be thorough to really allow for you to make real changes. In serving, and I'm drawing from real experience here. I'm drawing from experiences from my own family business, 100 years old, started in 1922 by my great grandfather. God bless him. And also from serving as chief marketing officer, looking at real data, looking at the customers, listening to phone calls, talking with the call center, talking with the sales team, talking with customers, surveying them, interviewing them. And all of what I'm sharing with you all is literally from my personal experience. And yes, I hear what other people are doing and we'll test it out. Sometimes I'll share, this is what I've heard works. I haven't tried it. But what I'm giving you is really truly what CMO of multi-million dollar trades businesses have done. So with that, let's go ahead and dive in. Yesterday we talked about the customer experience of what is necessary. We at first started with the whole concept of what even is a brand. And then we moved into what is brand visibility and how do we get that? And then it's okay, once they come to your website, what's that experience supposed to be like? And now we're really diving into, okay, the lead has contacted you. And then how do we move from that all the way through to the customer experience? So we're really getting specific here because, again, I want it to be actionable. So yesterday we talked about in the process having an automated text go out right away, an automated email go out right away, and then figuring out some semblance of an SOP to call them as quickly as possible. Now, this is my own personal experience speaking from the customer side. So yes, I've got the family business owner operator perspective. I've got the CMO of multi-million dollar trades businesses perspective, but I also have the customer experience. I have my own home and I've done a lot of work on it. We bumped out 2 feet of our kitchen wall. We tore down 3 walls internally, opened up and did an entire open floor plan, completely renovated, needed to get a GC in to install a pillar with an engineer. It was crazy. So I've done a lot of extensive internal work in my own home and even picked up a sledgehammer and did some of my own demos. So I've got a lot of experience in every single sector of this. And when I'm talking about setting these up, one of them, whether it's an automated text and automated email and or ideally and having a very clear process set in place to contact them immediately via phone. From the buyer perspective, I started out with, okay, here's my ideal customer, or I'm sorry, ideal company that I want to work with. And then, man, when I didn't get a hold of them, I went through 5 different companies until I finally got a hold of one. And man, at that point, I was kind of annoyed and I just booked them. I said, I don't even care what prices are. I don't even care about that because it was so hard to get a hold of just one person. I'm going to use you honestly as kind of a thank you. Thank you for answering your phone. And we're at an age in our technological space, technological world, where answering the phone is just it has to be a gimme. It has to be an expectation. We have to be able to either answer our phone, and this is what's interesting, in 2 different occasions. One time they picked up the phone, and in the other occasion, I went with the company. It was probably company number 4 at this point. All they did was send me an automated text, and I went with them. I stopped calling. I stopped my search because they met my needs. So the more we can have instantaneous connection set up right away, we're able to effectively procure that customer to an extent where now they feel emotional relief, especially after feeling frustration. So earlier, we were talking about the core tenets of what constitutes a strong brand. It's having strong values as a brand, really knowing who you are, that your values are strong enough to demarcate. You attract the right employees and you also attract the right customers because they know what you stand for. It also repels the wrong people. So strong values, strong experience. Again, answering the phone, having an automated text message, that is just, it's embedded in the ethos and fabric of a good company. When we're talking about a strong brand has the experience nailed, we're talking about a great a great experience, not just good. We don't just answer the phone and make sure that they contact us right away when they reach out, but a great experience where it's actually differentiated. It actually is a standout experience so that on the third piece of it, the emotion of the customer is impacted. People buy off emotion. Harvard found that 95% of our purchase decisions take place in our subconscious. We have to be touching the emotion of the customer in order for us to really solidify the relationship with them, because that relationship with the customer has potential to turn into immense customer lifetime value where they start buying other service offerings, products, and or the opportunity to tell everybody about you in their neighborhood. One of our greatest traffic sources came from a Facebook group before we started doing paid ads. And so that's awesome. Like, that's what we want. That's what should happen as a result of a really strong brand. Um, I just saw here, Mark. I love it. Good to see you, Mark Willie, on LinkedIn. Renovation experience. Isn't that, y'all, coming from our own experience can really be one of the best insights into this. So, for all of us who own businesses and operate businesses, let's not forget to be a customer in our own verticals. Go out and test, make phone calls, go out and test the customer experience, and also be the one, if you need something done on your home, be the person to move through the experience just to increase our own knowledge base. I love it. Mark Willie says, all inbound leads, we email and call within hours. I love that. And the automated text, man, that just makes money, so much so. Great conversation. Service companies require even faster responses. Yes, especially when it's not a commodity service, but it's a crisis service. Like, the customer is calling you for an immediate action to be taken. HVAC, usually plumbing is that way as well. So especially for kind of these more crisis services versus something like, hardscaping or landscaping or something that's a little bit of a higher ticket price and much more so of a luxury product, they're going to be buying differently than those people who are calling more so in crisis. So tonight, what I want to talk about is, okay, now they have called, contacted, you've responded. So I want to talk about the response now. When you've got them on the phone, what are some of those core pieces? And I'm talking again, both from the customer experience, but also from the marketing perspective. So I'm going to tell you a few things that the customer wants to hear, but I'm also going to tell you what marketing needs from you. So number one, and I wrote these down. This is something that the customer wants. They want you to know them personally. They want to feel seen, they want to feel heard, and they want to feel remembered. It is so incredibly frustrating from the customer's perspective. When we call someone, we tell them everything about ourselves, the job, this is what to expect, this is what we need. Yes, let me transfer you over to our sales department. And then you have to repeat the entire story. There is nothing more frustrating than that. Y'all, this is where an AI tool can really bring leverage. AI tools, especially in the trade space, if we want to remain, again, with experience, giving a great experience, AI can come in and amplify the customer experience, but not replace the human touch point and human connection. AI is only an amplifier of connection. It is never a replacement for it. So next, the personal details. The next one is obviously details about the job. So frankly, that should really be informed by the production team and even the sales team of what do they need to know about the job. And so one of the things is we were building out the forms and we were helping develop scripts for the call center. We actually identified, okay, these are the must-have details that need to go into our CRM base to schedule, to even secure the appointment in the first place. So what's kind of like the necessary need to haves about the job itself in order to solidify the appointment. So that's number two. Number one is personal details. Guys, get to know them. Figure out one thing. I would really encourage every single trades business to figure out what's the one thing we want to know about our customer. Do they have kids? That could be, honestly, that could be one. And then what are their kids' names? Pass along those details. And then ideally, is there any kind of hallmark moment in their life? Because there is nothing better than to say, I'm Susan, I'm on the phone with Jen, the homeowner. And I say, hey, Jen, I'm Susan. So good to meet you, et cetera, et cetera. Jen, I'm so glad that you called. And I'm actually going to put you on hold and I'm going to transfer you over to Robbie, who's going to be the one to help you. And then you put her on pause, you begin the transfer process, and then you call Robbie and you like, oh no, Sorry, I don't know what happened to my internet. It glitched. And then Robbie, hey, I've got Jen on the phone. I want to tell you, they actually have a wedding coming up, so they're feeling a little tight on money. They'll probably want to use our 0% interest rate program. Robbie got it. Hey Jen, I'm so glad you called us. Actually, this 0% interest rate is one of the main reasons why people go with us, especially when they really value their family. They want to preserve that extra cash flow. That immediately they feel seen, heard, understood. Honestly, it's probably going to be a shoe in after that. So the more that the call center can actually be trained on what are the one or two, maybe three things that we can just capture. Again, it's repeatable. And when it's repeatable, it's scalable. It can be done in a way that it's recorded the same way every time. We know how to pass along this from this department to the next. Y'all, these handoffs are where the biggest gaps take place. There's leakage in the handoff. It's like you're pouring a bucket of information into the next bucket and a lot of spillage happens. So tightening up the handoffs is one of the most important things we can do when we're talking about a great customer experience. And then third, finally, your why. Y'all, again, this is proven from one of actually my clients. He implemented including his why on why he was pricing the way that he did. He said his sales took off. People, when they understood this is why we price the way that we do, man, it was like no questions asked. They understood. They emotionally resonated with the why and it took off. So the why could be our mission is to X, Y, and Z. Maybe the mission on the back end is that we actually really love to give to our employees at the end of the year. And so frankly, we price a little bit higher so that we can give back to our employees. Actually, you know what? We really care about St. Jude. At the end of the year, we donate X% of remaining profits to the local hospital. Whatever it is, whatever your why is, and maybe the why is we know that this is your greatest asset, so we actually really choose to use the highest quality materials, and we also choose to work with the best in the industry. So we do price out a little bit higher than our competitors. You'll probably find that if you quote with them, but you know what? It's your choice. And I totally understand it if we're not a good fit for you. So when we're confident about the price and we have a why associated with it, man, it makes all the difference. So the three things in the conversation with the customer, either as they filled out a form when you're talking to them after or before, and you're capturing this information in real time, a personal detail, something about them and their life and their family, the necessary details for the job, number two. And third, the company's why. And y'all, this is where the strong brand really gets to shine. Man, is it so exciting when we can feel like I'm connected to you as a human to human being, especially when, for the majority of us, we call a company and it's, hi, I'm Sarah, your AI robot. Well, how can I help you today? That's becoming more and more common. So the more that we can implement personal touch points along the way, the more resonance there's going to be between us and our customers. Brian, I'm so glad you're here. Thank you so much. He says, don't forget to like and subscribe. You're my favorite. Thank you so much. Mark Willay says, very thoughtful to think about the client and customer experience. Y'all, I'm so grateful for these conversations. These conversations, they're quick, easy. The goal is that they're actionable, under 15 minutes. I think last night I went 17 minutes. So I'm going to end a little bit early to make up for lost time last night. Thank you so much for joining me in daily conversations for the trades. I'm your host, Christene Marie, and reach out anytime on Foundation First Marketing if you would like a free marketing consultation. But with that, I will see you tomorrow. Thank you so much for